Pickaxe.
Hello everyone and welcome to 0 Degrees, the podcast with no qualifications where we try and solve your complications. I'm Ravs and I'm joined by the lovely Ari. Hello, hello.
Hello. How we doing?
Doing very good. We don't have any lids this week because me and Lydia literally just got back from Japan and jet lag has us all over the place. But you know, we realised it's been a hot minute since we recorded, so yeah, we gotta get a little EP in.
We gotta do a little catch up. I actually haven't heard much, so I need to know, how was Japan?
Okay.
This is your first time going, wasn't it?
My first ever trip to Japan, yeah. It was incredible, Harry. It was so damn good. Everything is mind blowing over here. I've come back to the UK and I feel like I'm in a third world country. Can I say that? Is that bad to say? I feel like that.
I gotta get that. Yeah, sure.
Everything is just they have everything so conveniently thought out over there, man. You go to a restaurant and they've got little little, I don't even know, little bag things to put your bag in that just feels so convenient, so you don't have to lug it all over other people's seats and stuff. The trains run so efficiently. Everyone's insanely polite. The songs have the supermarkets and shops have little theme songs. It's incredible.
God. What was give me top three things. What were the top three moments, top three things you ate, or what were the top three things you did?
Okay, so
which I realize is going to be hard.
Huge highlight.
It sounds like it was all fucking amazing.
Huge highlight. We found this this place. It was I think it was a Japanese izakaya, which is kind of like a little bar that you can go to and get drinks and food, small plate stuff. And I think that's where salary men go to drink and stuff. But we found this really awesome one, and it had little taps at the table that you didn't have the little turny tap part.
Okay.
You could buy it, and if you bought that, they would give you a timer and give you the tap, and it had unlimited soju in it.
What?
Which is a Korean liqueur, strong. I think it's 15-20%.
Oh my god!
Something like that.
Wait, you just pour it. What?
Yeah. So Tom and Ben were with us, and it was me and Lydia and a bunch of our friends. And we just Tom became tap boy, and you just turn that. You'd fill it up to the fill line, and then you'd buy the idea is that you would buy little mixers.
Yeah. Okay.
And just combine that to make little drinks and everything. Oh my god, it's so cheap, Harry. It was so fucking cheap. I think it was a couple thousand yen. Nothing insane.
Wait, what is that? What is that in pounds? How much is 1,000 yen?
1,000 yen. 1,000 yen's a $5.
Okay. Wait, so all of it was a couple thousand?
Yeah, all the food and drinks over there are insanely cheap.
What?
It was cheap, man. It was cheap.
That's insane.
And yeah, and that was unlimited. I can't remember how much it cost, but it was pretty cheap. The bill was not silly.
How much?
Oh my god! So Harry, I've never drank soju before.
Yeah.
I went into this place sober. Got a little, got some egg tempura. One of the best things I've ever eaten in my life.
Nice.
And I'm sitting there drinking. I'm filling it up to the little fill line, and then I poured in my mixer, and I was just sitting drinking. Then I just remember feeling something ain't right. Something ain't feeling too good, Harry. I don't feel too hot. And then I was suddenly just going from sober to, oh my god, I'm fucking wasted. I was so drunk. I looked back at my text for that evening and I did not spell a single word correctly.
Oh my god. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Did everyone get wankered? I don't know.
Pretty much. Most of us got really drunk and went to karaoke, yeah.
That sounds like a pretty typical Japanese experience.
Yeah, but that was honestly the highlight. That was felt like the most fun, authentic kind of night, I guess.
What were you mixing it with?
So they had ginger beer, and then they also had it was called apple cider. It's not what you're thinking cider is. It's came out and it was in a green bottle, green apple, and it was insanely sickly sweet apple. But mixed with the soju, delicious.
Oh my god. That sounds pretty amazing.
And some nice other mixes. It was really good, honestly, man. And then
pretty dangerous though, just having constant fucking just on tap fucking booze is like kind of. I feel like I would just get so fucked so quickly.
Everyone in that restaurant was fucked up.
Was like, everyone else like? It wasn't just you guys. It was everyone was fucked.
Oh yeah, everyone had their little tap and they were drinking out of their little taps and getting little small plates and like, oh my god, someone like got locked in the toilet for 15 minutes. We're pretty sure they were vomiting.
Wait, what? Oh my god!
But it was in this really nice place. It was like nice wood and stuff. There was like bamboo shoots where the taps were and like. There were little like lanterns and stuff. It was a fucking beautiful place, and it was in like a nice part of. I think it was in like Ginza or something like that.
Okay, so that's which is moment number one is Ravs gets horrendously fucked on soju. That's good.
And does karaoke.
What were some other highlights?
Some other highlights. So I went to, I think it's called like Yakin Niku or something like that. I think it's like Japanese barbecue. Mm-hmm. It's like you get like a little. It was in this really nice place. We tried to go get sushi and we went to this barbecue place and we got like thin strips of Wagyu.
Oh my god.
And like got like egg and like the dipping sauce that you dip the meat in is like egg and like soy mixed together. It's phenomenal. Really good.
Is that like cook your own stuff?
Yeah. You just like, kind of cook it yourself. But it was so good.
Was the Wagyu worth it?
Everything was delicious.
Was it really good?
This was thin strips of Wagyu. It was it was pretty good, but like, I wanted to get like actual proper Wagyu, and no one else really wanted to do that, which is fair enough because it's a bit spenny.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like
it's like 140 quid meals we saw or something like that, which is like very bougie. But I'm like, when am I going to eat Kobe beef again?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like actually it wasn't that expensive, which is surprising. I always think Japan's super expensive.
Yeah, the pound is really strong against the yen right now, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, so it's not usually this cheap.
Yeah, so that was just another fantastic meal after like a day of doing some nice shopping and stuff. It was pretty nice.
How much? Oh wait, I have to know, how much did you fucking buy? Like, are we talking like suitcases of shit? How much did you buy?
I had to buy a carry-on backpack to get all of my stuff back.
Oh my god!
We went to Tokyo Game Show, which is why we were out there. For Metal Gear Solid's Delta Snake Eater, which awesome. That was incredible as well. Highlight.
Yep.
And I went around all the stalls and stuff, and I got given a lot of like a bunch of free stuff.
That's what happens at conventions.
But then I went to the merch bit and I saw it, the Holy Grail, Harry, Kojima Productions. They were there.
Did you fanboy?
I fanboyed a little bit. I didn't meet Kojima, but like I was at the booth and I was like, oh my god, I'm at Tokyo Game Show at the Kojima Productions booth. Like, there's all this fucking shit here. It was a sick ass booth. I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought like a phone pop socket. I bought a t-shirt. I bought the Cupid necklace from Death Stranding, which I wanted before, but because it was in yen, I just was like, yeah, it's really nice actually. It's quite heavy. I like it.
Yeah.
I had to wait for half an hour, but they were insanely apologetic. So it's really nice, and they gave me a free tote bag, which I'm obviously pogged up about.
Oh my god.
Free Kojima Productions tote bag. Let's go.
Who bought the most merch? Who bought the most stuff in Japan?
Definitely, probably Lydia.
How much did she buy?
I thought I'd buy more.
How much did she get? Was she like? We're talking like a suitcase.
She got another suitcase. She bought another suitcase. I only bought another bag.
That is insane. That's insane.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts, man. But I went to Don Quixote, which I wanted to do because I've seen it in the Yakuza games. It's like a big mega store. It was kind of sick, man. I bought like a bunch of t-shirts and stuff. I bought some sick ass Gengar one. I was gonna buy a Charizard one, but I didn't.
Oh,
but it was kind of like hand drawn, like weird streetwear-y type ones instead of like Pokemon shop shit. This was in a place called Parco, which I've heard is like really nice shopping. And fucking right it is, because I went in and I was like, oh, this jacket looks really cool. I touched it and I looked at the price tag and I was like, oh my god, that jacket's like £800.
Fucking
I was like,
hell.
I'm sorry, I'm getting my ass out of this shop right now before he wants me to pay for that or something.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Jesus. So what was your final highlight? What was the last bit that you were like, big memories?
me and Tom and Ben went to we got a bullet train down to Himeji Castle, which is like a wonder in Civ, and there's just this amazing huge Japanese castle. We got to visit there and go inside it, and then on the way back we went to Kyoto. And tried to go up a bamboo path mountain to meet some monkeys, but it was getting too late and we had to go back and get a train. But
what the
like
fuck?
going from like the city out to this beautiful castle really far away and the other side of Japan, and then going to Kyoto and walking around in this little tiny like suburby part of Japan, like felt like a tiny village with like mountains and bamboo and stuff around it, and there were people pulling those rickshaw things and stuff like that, and it was just fucking awesome. Like, it's so cool.
Just super rural.
Yeah, and like it's super rural. Seeing all of the cables being above the ground instead of under the ground because they get earthquakes. It just like felt like, literally, it's cliche to say, it felt like being in an anime. Like, you're so familiar with that art style, like of all the cables overhead and the little alleyways and the architecture. Yeah, like it's familiar. So that was kind of cool.
I feel like it would be such like a pinch yourself kind of experience. I don't know, like. Did it feel pretty mind-blowing? Were you pretty culture shocked?
Oh, God, yeah. It was, I couldn't believe how polite everyone was. It was, like, so polite. Everyone was so useful and helpful and just nice. And
Did you struggle not speaking Japanese, or do you think it was pretty chill?
No, I had enough to get myself by. Like, I've never said sumimasen, which is excuse me, more in my life. But, nice. I had enough. Like, I befriended a bartender. We went into this place and he was wearing a white tux, and it was like one of those little small, like only 5-seat bars. Yeah. And man was just wearing a white tux making cocktails, and like I befriended him. He said he'd made this cocktail himself, like he had his own recipe. I tried it. I hit him with a little oishi, which means tasty, and he was fucking buzzing. He gave me his business card. He said, "Please come back." So I went back, and he was like, immediately, "Oh my God, it's so good to see you." Oh, that's amazing.
That's fucking
so jokes. I didn't really struggle too hard, honestly.
Did you manage to speak like and interact with like I don't really know how many Japanese people would speak English. Was it quite rare?
Most people kind of had a level of English or knew how to deal with tourists enough that they'd be like, they would just point you in the right direction. If I've never really had any problems. And the Translate app is honestly like, if you're going on holiday, no matter where it is, use the Google Translate app. You can take photos of menus. You can speak into it. It is insanely good.
It kind of makes me wonder how we ever traveled before. Like, actually,
honestly,
have to learn the language. Like,
yeah. I was a little concerned, but I kind of got by, and all my troubles were like alleviated like immediately.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm happy you guys had a good trip. I'm so jealous. I would love to go. It's made me very excited at the prospect of going.
God, you'll have a great time, mate. You would love it. Oh, I need to show you the Mewtwo from the Pokemon Center as well.
Oh, what, the one in like the capsule?
Yeah. He was floating. Got a little
I've
photo
seen
of him.
Yeah, he looks fucking sick.
Oh, and this is Seared Degrees, so obviously I have to talk about my asshole. The Japanese toilets, Harry.
So how was the pooping experience? Yeah, but come on, let's get to the bit people care about.
Oh my fucking God, Harry. I get to my hotel room, alright, I sit down, the toilet seat's warm, I'm like, what the fuck? They warm the toilet seats. As I sit down, I hear like a mechanical whirring, like a wheet, and it's like the bidet's little functions come out and it sprays a deodorizing mist.
What?
Like to make it made my toilet not stink of shit. I do my business, and in front of me is a little panel, the bidet instructions, and one of them just like shows a jet to the ass, and then the other one's like pink for the jet to the front. Naturally, I also hit the front one just to see what it was like when it shot my balls. But there I am. I've done my business. I hit the bidet button.
Yeah.
And then, I start hearing Claire de Lune, man. Like, it's just like jet of water up the ass.
Is it
good? Cleaned
good?
that shit up. It's so good, man. Like,
wow.
I like stood up and did a courtesy wipe. It was all gone. And I was like, that took like seconds. That was like so fast. It's so efficient.
Would you buy one? Would you install it in your house?
I want one so bad. That's why I said I feel like I'm in a third world country now.
Yeah.
Like, born to shit, forced to wipe.
Is it like consistent? Like, was every toilet you went to like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I never you know, one of the ones had an oscillation button, so you could like it would spin slightly and make sure like go around your ring. It was fucking amazing.
Wait, the bidet would.
Huh?
What would spin?
The water jet.
That's fucked.
So you could feel it on your bum.
That's fucked.
And also you could change there were buttons to aim it, to position it, and there was also you could change the water pressure, which did get me one time. I actually sat down on one that was on full power and my ring hurt.
Is that like the prank? You like crank it up before you leave?
Oh my god, it must be.
What you did?
Yeah, because I was just like, ow, ow, ow. You know, I was like, just
oh
hurt.
My god.
Yeah, it was one. Oh, and I went to one in a train station. I sat down. It started playing Birdsong, like I think it's to mask the sounds of you like farting and shitting, and also just to make you feel calm. It was really, just really good, man.
That's fucking hilarious. What I have to ask before we go on to some questions. I have to know, what were some of the seedier bits? Did you see any like weird like fucking sex shops? You know what I mean? Like I feel like Japan's quite renowned for its like seediness.
So went to Akiabara, which is the CD. I say CD. It's not supposed to be. It's the like anime gaming nerd heaven place. All right.
Yeah.
And I get there and it's raining, which I wanted. Like you're seeing all these beautiful neon signs like reflecting off the wet ground. People with umbrellas. I took an amazing photo in Akihabara.
That sounds sick.
But you're in this street and it's a gauntlet of maids, Harry. I'm not even kidding you. There is like, I am talking like 900 cute Japanese maids all dressed up, standing in the rain with their umbrellas, shouting in the street, all cute and shit.
What are they
like,
shouting at you?
Ohio, konnichiwa, waving at you and smiling, trying to get you to go to a maid cafe. Which is not a sexy thing. It's actually just supposed to be a wholesome, like, you go there and...
Did you guys go?
I didn't go, but Luke, my editor / members man, went to it.
Did he enjoy? Was it good?
He said it was weird, but he had a nice time. I was just not interested, man. I was just like, whatever.
It does seem like a sex thing. Is that weird? Is that fucked up? It does. Say?
Yeah, they call you master as well, I'm told, which just not my vibe.
Yeah.
Feels really weird to have a human being call you that.
Yeah, that's weird.
But, you know, so we walk down, we're avoiding all the maids. We go into these little shops. They're all pretty much anime nerd shops and like gaming shops, Harry. And you go in and it's like tight, packed little stores. Everything's very tall in Japan. And we went up and, you know, you'd be like, oh, it's like some figurines. Oh, I know that anime. Oh, it's some gaming stuff. It's cute. The higher you went up that building, the more fucked up shit started getting, Harry.
Oh, really?
There was like big Omega booby model figures and stuff like that. Like just really sexy stuff. There were many shops that had like 7th and 8th floor adult hentai store and stuff like that. Like just crazy shit. Like straight up saw like dudes wearing suits that looked like they were in their 40s, like pensively holding up like an anime booby figurine, like just like, yes, I may purchase this.
What the fuck?
Which was just
That's
crazy.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Was there like
just everything you can imagine?
Did you like recognize a lot of the anime stuff or not? Like, was it like all Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon stuff, or was it like?
I saw a lot of My Hero Academia. I saw a lot of Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yes. Yeah.
I saw a bunch of Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man and some other ones. Saw a bunch of Hololive, the VTuber people.
Oh yeah, they're quite big, aren't they?
They were like all over the place.
Shit.
They were huge there. So yeah, I was looking for JoJo stuff and I barely found any JoJo stuff. I was pretty gutted.
Really?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be as popping off over there. I don't know.
I guess there's so many animes.
There were so many like CD things like that, and then like even in the wholesome Don Quixote that I was excited to visit, there was like a whole floor that was like Tenga eggs and more depraved fucking fuck chambers. You know what I mean? Like,
was it weird? Did you feel weird, or did it feel quite normal in situ?
It felt weird because it was in like a family department store. It was like, are you 18? Go past this like curtain, and I went through it, and it was just like, oh, yep, just tits everywhere. Just fucking tits and dildos. And, like, I guess, like, you know, there shouldn't be a stigma behind that stuff. But, like, it just felt kind of bizarre that it was in, like, you know, department stores that children might be in.
Yes.
So Akiabara, I wouldn't even put it on my top list of places we went. You know, everyone says it's lovely to walk through and do shopping at, and there was cool stores there and stuff I was tempted to buy. I was just a bit like, oh, this feels a bit grim, you know?
Yeah. It's
not my idea of fun.
It sounds interesting, but I don't know if I would like hang out there for long. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, I wouldn't recommend it. There was a place I wanted to go to. I've played Yakuza, and it's called like Kabikucho or something. It's where the Yakuza 0 is set, but apparently it's like in Shinjuku or something, or Shibuya. It's Japan's red light district / really nice place to go drinking. But you know, I was like also a bit scared of going there because they're filled with scammers, and also the perception of being a bearded white fucking man with beard and glasses going to Japanese red light district felt very odd, so it never ended up going there because it just felt a little weird.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
it was really cool trip.
Let's move on then to some questions.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lydia will fill us in with some of her highlights and regalia, but it sounds pretty amazing.
It was pretty damn cool trip. I'd recommend if you ever get a chance to go, you'd do it because it's sick.
Yeah, I wanna go check it out. It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
All right, questions.
Some questions.
Let's do a couple of questions. From something weird and fucked up, let's continue that theme. I've got a question here about furries.
Nice.
I went to a furry party as a non-furry.
Okay.
All right, so one of my co-workers confided in me that he's a furry. Naturally, I had questions. After asking all the obvious questions, he simply said, "I'm going to a furry party this weekend. Would you like to come?" And I said yes. From what I gathered from this party is that 95% of the time, most people are not in their fursuits. It was a standard house party. I had a good time for 3 to 4 hours and left. I genuinely had a great time. My co-worker walked me out to the car to say goodbye. I asked, "Hey, after this party, is there going to be an orgy?" He said, "Almost certainly." It wasn't a big party, so I probably met everyone there. I'm pretty confident that my co-worker was staying for the after party. How do I look at them the same way after this? I had a good time, but what the fuck?
Okay, so I'm wondering if that's just a jokey thing said between mates, like, haha, you guys all gonna have a big fucking orgy after this, and like, haha, you know it, mate, or whatever, get home safe. You know, I'm wondering if it's like a throwaway comment there. But also, you know, there probably might have been a big furry sex party.
Is it a bit weird to invite your co-worker to a party that is going to turn into a sex party? That does feel a bit weird.
That feels a bit odd to me, absolutely.
Like,
I feel like it would be very uncomfortable.
I feel like you should prep them on that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should certainly give them a heads up that that's the kind of party it's going to be.
Yeah, like, you should definitely let people know if you're getting them into something weird. Like, it's a bit odd if it is actually going to be a sex party. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not a furry.
I feel like, honestly, it doesn't... I feel like them being a furry is not super relevant. Do you know what I mean?
It really does not feel relevant at all.
Like, I feel like it's more just kind of it just sounds more like a swingers party. Does that, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of, that's how I'm imagining it.
That. Yeah.
I feel like that is a bit, like, I feel like if you had a good time, you don't need to feel strange about them.
Yeah. And also, you didn't see anything that happened there. You know what I mean? Like, and so what if they did have a big orgy? Like, fair, all right.
Yeah,
why
cool.
do you care about that?
I think that
nice.
That is a bit weird though. Being invited to the party before the orgy, that is like, I don't know. I feel weird.
That's the key factor here, is that you're inviting someone to this party, and if you know that it's going to be a sexy party, that feels a little fucked.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't made that abundantly clear to the person. Now, when this co-worker was walking them out, I feel like he maybe made a joke. You know, I think maybe there wasn't an orgy, but in the world that there is, this feels a little weird. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like your coworker should have said that there was. I feel like finding out there's going to be an orgy at the party you just left as you're leaving is the wrong time to find that out. Because it's kind of like, what if I'd stayed later? Do you know what I mean? Like,
what if you just do the grandpa from The Simpsons and just, grab your hat, turn around, go back in?
I think it's a bit of a faux pas to not mention it beforehand. I don't super agree. But I'm glad I'm just like happy for them that they enjoyed hanging out with these furries.
Yeah.
I do feel like that probably means you might be a furry. I don't diagnose them as a furry, but I do feel like
the fact that you were invited to this means that your co-workers may be picking up some signals.
Picking up some furry vibes. I can go back. Go back. You might be a furry, honestly.
Honestly, yeah. Stick around for the after party next time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, actually, speaking of furries, I saw there was like a cafe or bar or something called Sexy Beasts in Japan, and it had furries all over it. Didn't go in, but just something I saw and thought relevant to the question. Yeah,
that is weird. And
yeah.
All right, moving on. Next question. Should I do this one?
Okay, that's the fastest furry question we've ever had.
I mean, I just don't know what more to say. I'm just like, I feel like go to the next bit and fucking go to the next party and like let us know what happens there. Yeah, like, I want an update.
But I feel like you just kind of went to a party. How do you maybe your coworker got their nuts off? Whatever. Like
be happy for the clap.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Lydia, Ravs, and Harry. About 6 months ago, I got moved onto a new team at work. However, it seems like there's no social chemistry in it. All of the communication is pretty direct and professional, and no one talks about hobbies, interests, or anything outside of work. I've been kind of observing the team dynamic for the past 6 months, but as an introvert, I feel really drained by this lack of social interaction. Isn't that like the opposite? Shouldn't you be thriving in that environment as an introvert?
Yeah. Anyway, I think they meant extrovert maybe.
Oh yeah, they must have meant that.
Yeah.
Oh, but even as an introvert, they said that I feel really drained.
Sorry,
okay, interesting. How can I introduce a bit of life and chemistry into this team? For extra context, I work on a remote-only team, so we don't physically see each other day to day, but since I've been on this team for 6 months, I feel like I can't just bring that new guy energy to create a kind of icebreaker scenario, and that ship sailed 4 months ago. So how can I create some kind of chemistry or friendly vibe in this team? I appreciate your help on this one. This is a weird one.
I feel like being remote is a big problem. Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like it's hard to be matey over just messages.
Absolutely. Like for a fully remote office, let's put ourselves in the minds of people who are doing this job. Like, you're probably sat in your comfy dressing gown or whatever you're in, like in your house or flat, and you're just typing away, doing your stuff, having a cup of tea, and then it's like, oh, I got to do this meeting.
Sounds
you
lovely.
Go in, you want to do the meeting, like you want to get that fucking meeting done and out of the way, right? Like, you don't really know anyone else in the meeting, so you're not really going to chat to them. You kind of want it to be done with, right? Like, you do a lot of meetings, right? You must be like, I just want this fucking meeting to be over.
Yeah, sometimes you're just like, let's run this shit. Like,
yeah, like, let's just fucking get this shit done, So, like, I don't know. I imagine everyone wants to fucking get off that call, and you're being the guy like, so, like,
I honestly,
Gary.
I feel like I understand why they're annoyed about it, but honestly, actually, it just sounds kind of good. It just kind of sounds like a massive positive. No, like, yeah, like at least your work's getting done professionally, quickly done. Like, it feels very efficient, which just feels like there's more time for you to go and do the things you really love and care about. Like,
exactly.
I feel like just thinking about this as the polar opposite, it would be a fucking nightmare. Like, if you hated your co-workers, but they were constantly talking to you about all of this, like, fucking their lives and what's going on and their hobbies and shit, you'd be fucking pulling your eyes out. Instead, it sounds like kind of the best. How do you, like, spark some social interaction, though? Like,
I don't know, because like you don't want to be the guy that's like keeping things going or chatting for longer than you have to. I guess being early to meetings or anything, like, so that there's like, oh, we're just waiting on the boss or whatever, so you have maybe a bit of time to make some small chat. But I just feel like, you know,
and like also corporate fun is the least kind of fun. Do you know what I mean? Organizing a fucking quiz or something is like forced fun is just fucking pain.
Oh my god, we're gonna do a work Zoom quiz. That's right, everyone. Like we're gonna do a team building exercise, escape room, online escape room. Like fuck off, man.
Yeah,
you don't do forced fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that forced fun is just gonna be everyone's gonna hate you if you make them do that.
Yeah. I see the other end of the argument though. Like, you don't want to feel like a corporate worker drone, you know, like sure, a job's a job, but you also would be nice to like maybe know who you're talking with every day and things like that, you know. I don't know, maybe it's something you could maybe like bring up to HR, that like you're super happy at the company, but like you feel a bit, you know, voice your concerns might be a thing, but that just feels like a recipe to get yourself put in a, you know, a Zoom quiz.
Yeah, I mean, you could also ask to move teams. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, it feels like it sounds like it's a pretty massive company if they're like doing teams and stuff, or like pretty large company. So
yeah, like some people are just there to work and get their wage, right? Like,
yeah, I feel like I do just feel like this is a positive, and they're just not seeing it as a positive.
Like, I think so.
Or maybe it's actually coming off as rude. Do you know what I mean? Just like constantly not having anyone like acknowledge any of your niceties.
Yeah, that I can see that as well. It can be kind of disheartening and offensive, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying so hard to see both sides of the argument. 'Cause I'm also just picturing someone who's just like, oh, can we just get this done? I just want work to be done. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Imagine it's maybe filled with a lot of people who don't super love their job, and they just, you know, like, sure, you got work friends, and we're quite weird because we're in a place where we're all friends, and you know, some of us work in the office and we all hang out. Whereas like some people are really just like, yeah, you're just my colleague, like you're just my work friend. You know what I mean?
People with different relationships with work, we certainly have like a pretty, like an extremely friendly one. Whereas a lot of people, I feel like in their jobs, just want to turn up and then leave. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
As soon as that bell rings, they're fucking out of there.
Yeah, they want to check out and go live their actual life.
Which I think's so fair. Like, I don't think you have to be friends with everyone you're at work with.
You don't. You absolutely don't have to. You know,
like, you need to get on and you need to be professional, but that they're literally saying they're being that.
Yeah, I guess like you're looking for a way. Like, I think speaking to HR maybe as a shout, but or like Harry said, asking to move team, but maybe you could just lock in and just like just accept that this is actually the dream corporate scenario where you don't actually have to fake be friends with Brenda from accounting and listen to her talk about, like, I don't know, like the ski trip she's going on with her husband Philip. You know, you don't need to do any of that small talk. You don't have to hear about Barry's 4 children starting boarding school. You can just, you know, do work, then go live your life.
I feel like they are being they're thinking the grass is greener, and I don't think the grass is greener. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
like I just can't see. I just feel like this is such a massive. Maybe I'm being really blind, but I feel like it's such a massive positive.
They say they're an introvert though, but even as an introvert, they're feeling a bit like the lack of socializing. Maybe they don't get out much outside of that, so like they really just do not have much social enrichment.
Yeah, I feel like go and find your social enrichment outside of work. Like don't look for it in work. Like that really is the solution, isn't it? Go and join some clubs. Go and hang out with friends. Like find that social enrichment outside of work.
Chat to some old friends, or even your family or something. Just like chat to other people. Like get it elsewhere, because I don't think work is the best one, especially by the sounds of this office.
Yeah, I feel like it's getting blood from a stone in this. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think any mandated fun is going to make people fucking hate you.
Exactly. Yeah, especially if there's not much of that environment. I don't know if you've observed anyone else like in the team chatting and being friends or whatever, but like imagine being like, oh, hey, Barry, do you want to go like get a drink sometime? And you're just like, this fucking guy from work, man. You know?
Yeah, fuck. I think if it really is troubling you, move teams. If not, look elsewhere for social enrichment.
Yeah, and if there's like an anonymous leave a feedback thing for your team or office or whatever, maybe consider saying that it feels a bit corporate drony, you know?
I don't know if that's going to go down well, but yeah, you probably should.
It wouldn't, if you can do it anonymously.
Yeah.
You know, who knows how anonymous those things actually are half the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck, brave worker.
And, you know, just maybe try and make some small talk or show up to meetings early. That'd be my big move for you.
Dear 0 Degrees, Erica here, a filthy degree haver from New York. I've even started a PhD in neurobiology.
Ooh.
Before having to drop out for medical reasons. Oh my god, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's very impressive.
Wait, they said I know yuck. Is neurobiology bad? Hold on.
I don't even know what neurobiology is, Ravs. I'm guessing I'm brain science.
Study of the nervous system and how the brain works. That's insanely interesting and so cool.
Yeah, why are they saying
if I was smart enough, that's what I would love to do.
That sounds really cool. They say, I come
there's
to you
something
today,
we don't know.
unless it probably just involves chopping up a lot of brains, which is pretty gross.
Yeah.
I come to you today asking for help with a roommate and dog issues. So here we go. This is a meeting one, so I'm going to just get into it.
Okay.
I live with two close friends, Jimmy and Timmy, in New York City. Jimmy and her mum adopted a dog during COVID. February of this year, Nova, the dog, came to us because of still ongoing legal crisis, left Jimmy's mum unable to care for her. Jimmy's mum is facing extradition to Philippines for alleged attempted murder of her extremely abusive ex-husband.
We got a question here. That's the juicy one.
We got a fucking question. We got a question and a half. Mm-hmm. When adopted, Nova was a mess, and she had to get her leg amputated.
This question's got it all.
I almost don't believe this question. I always don't believe it because it's so mental. When adopted, Nova was a mess. I'm laughing. It's not a funny subject matter. It's just such a ridiculous scenario. When adopted, Nova was a mess because she had to get her leg amputated and was extremely traumatized and agoraphobic, which is, I think, the fear of going outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
She had improved significantly, but still did not like going outside, including going to the bathroom. We have a small enclosed outdoor space with our apartment that she is somewhat comfortable with. However, due to her dislike of outside, she will often pretend not to have to poop, only to sit on the floor when unsupervised, even for a couple minutes. Jimmy and Timmy work full-time. Jimmy in retail with a longish commute and Timmy from home. I am on disability insurance due to chronic health issues and cannot work. My health also means I can only do so much in a day so I have to really pick and choose what I'm doing. Because Nova is not overly physically demanding and I have the most open schedule, I do the bulk of the dog care. I take her out 3 to 4 times a day. I feed her the most, and if I don't clean up after her outside, it basically doesn't get done. Timmy and I have a schedule for who watches the dog throughout the day, and it works pretty well. Obviously, Jimmy cannot do much dog care when she works, but even when she returns home, she doesn't pull her weight with the dog. The situation is even worse on Jimmy's days off. Nova is Jimmy's dog, so I think why did we name them Jimmy and Timmy? This is so much more confusing.
I know, I'm confused as fuck.
I'm so confused already. Nova is Jimmy's dog, so I think she was doing almost all of the dog care on her days off, but she doesn't want to deal with Nova when she's being annoying, which she often is, and will kick her out of her room, sometimes leading to the aforementioned shitting on the floor.
Oh my god.
There are days where Jimmy simply will refuse to take Nova at all on her days off. I understand that Jimmy has a shitty job and an even shittier situation going on with her mum and ADHD. She isn't dealing with any of them and doesn't respond well to additional stress, such as being told she's being inconsiderate of me or Timmy. I suck at conflict resolution and holding people accountable. Am I being unreasonable to expect Jimmy to watch Nova on her days off? If not, how can I assertively ask her to step up with Nova? Where is the line between supporting Jimmy through a difficult time and enabling her inconsiderate behaviour, which is not isolated to this instance? Thanks in advance.
A lot to unpack here.
There's a lot. Firstly, we have to talk about Jimmy's mum facing extradition to the Philippines for alleged attempted murder for her extremely
abusive ex-husband.
Like, that is one of the most insane side details I've ever read in a 0 Degrees question. The fact that the main question isn't even about that.
It's just side plot.
It's just fucking extra side plot.
Yeah, just the juiciest bit of side plot you've ever seen.
I just have so many questions about that. How did they supposedly kill them? Like, what?
I don't know. I'm so curious about more.
It's actually mental.
Jimmy is in one hell of a place here, but also this is insanely unfair on the dog. You know, I understand the dogs being a lot of work, but like, you know, the fact that, you know, they're just straight up refusing to take care of the dog and and it's their dog and trying to put it onto the other two friends, Timmy and Erica, just that's not fair. Like, if you're living in a flat together, like and you bring a dog, it's not on your flatmates to take care of your dog. Like, obviously it's nice if they help out and love the dog and everything, but you know, it's kind of a bit horrible to just be like, fuck the dog, I'm not dealing with it, you guys deal with it today, and it shits inside. It's like kind of abusive to the dog. Feels really bad.
Yeah, it's fucked up for the dog, and it's also fucked up on your roommates. I feel like there's kind of no excuse. Like,
yeah,
I feel like you have to. I know this person says they don't like conflict resolution, but this is like one of those scenarios where you have to sit someone down and be like, bro, you have to take care of this dog. This is your dog. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Erica sounds like she's doing it 3 or 4 times a day. Like, of taking the dog out. I feed her the most, and what the hell?
I mean, understandable that there's people with scheduling conflicts or whatever, and you're at home the most, but like, there's just no way. Like, I guess it's technically not it's their family dog, I would say, not their dog. Do you know what I mean? Because it was the mum's dog.
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of inhumane. I'd appeal to like their like humane side. Do you know what I mean? Like, that this isn't healthy for the dog.
Yeah, and from the sounds of it, you know, Erica can't work and is on disability or has a chronic illness or something. I believe we'll need to double read that.
Yeah, that's correct.
But you know, it shouldn't be on them just because they're don't want to do
just because they're not at work or whatever. Yeah,
just because they're not at work, it shouldn't fall on them to do all the dog care. Like, sure, like if they've asked you, like, hey, could you please, like, you know, while I'm at work, take care of them. I'll take care of them when I'm back. But if you're on your day off, you should be taking care of your dog. Come on, you have the dog. You know?
I guess something to consider is you don't really want to piss them off because their mum might have killed someone, so you don't really want to like.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I'd phrase it all really nicely because, you know, you could be on that list.
But on the she has a job she hates. She has a long commute. She has a dog, and her mum's being potentially extradited for an attempted murder.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot.
She has ADHD as well, so I understand that she is probably overwhelmed and just feels like she needs a fucking break. So I can see both sides of this, but there's a lot to unpack. What's Timmy doing?
I don't really know why Timmy is talked about in this.
Timmy works from home. Why is Timmy not helping out with the person who has a chronic health issue? You know, why is Timmy not doing some help?
Yeah, maybe Timmy's the sleeper asshole in this.
Yeah, I think Timmy's just existing.
Timmy does say they have a schedule to watch the dog through the day. They do seem to like be helping a tiny bit. Yeah, it does seem like they're assisting as well. I
think, you know, it shouldn't be Timmy's responsibility, but I think Timmy should be picking up the slack on Jay's days off. You know, give them a breather while they're dealing with all this stuff with their mum and whatnot.
I don't really understand why their mum's unable to look after a dog just because they're going through some legal stuff. Like, are they in fucking jail? Is that what that means?
She could be in jail, or she could be like dealing with lots of court cases and lawyers and a lot of talking. And
but that doesn't mean you can't walk a dog. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Like I feel like that's kind of an insane excuse of like, I'm in court 24 hours a day. Like, unless you're literally in jail. Are they in jail? I think they might be in jail. I think that's what that's like.
She
implying.
might be. She might be. It says that the mum has been unable to care for her, so. They got the dog during COVID, so they've not had it super long.
Fucking COVID dogs also just like, there's so many stories of people with COVID dogs who just have so many problems.
It's giving like, oh, it's COVID, let's get a dog to keep us company, and then like not
and then you
really
murder your
taking care of the dog. I just feel like they were not super. I'm getting a read here that they're not super dog people.
No,
and they find the idea of having a dog cute, but not the actual responsibility of having a dog.
I just feel like you can't take personal responsibility for the dog when it's not yours. Like, you just have to like put your foot down and just be like, it's unfair. Like, I understand they're going through like a shitty time, but also that's their responsibility that they chose to sign up to, not yours.
I think flat meeting. You had a flat meeting. Jimmy, Timmy, Erica, the dog. You all sit down and
the
you talk about it. The ex-husband is hopefully in jail. Abusive piece of shit.
I think you got to you got to raise it with them. It's unfair. I don't feel like, the thing is, the other stuff I don't feel like it's not really that relevant. Like, you chose to get a dog. This is your decision. Yeah. I don't feel like you can't just palm it off into your flatmates. It's kind of fucked. Like, if this was going, it doesn't say how long this has been going on, does it?
Not really. During February of this year, the dog came to us because February of this year, the dog's been with them. Oh, so the mum had the dog, and then after she's got in prison or is getting extradited or whatever, the dog has had to come into the flat in February. So I guess the dog has kind of landed on Jimmy here through unfortunate circumstances. So, okay, so this is a bit more understandable now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have more empathy for Jimmy.
So a dog,
then.
I have more empathy now that this dog has kind of been thrust onto you guys due to an insane bit of side story.
The thing is, they still say Jimmy and her mum adopted it during COVID. So there was still Jimmy having a choice in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe then they moved into this apartment in New York, and then like the mum's like, oh shit, I'm like getting deported or I'm in jail, can you take the dog?
Oh shit, I murdered my ex-husband.
Yeah.
Just fucking mental. Yeah, you just have to, that or like, can you reimburse like, I mean, like, I feel like you should be paying them to doggy day sit, really. Like,
yeah, especially if Erica can't work because of health things.
Like, people pay for that kind of service. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think you guys need to all have a chat when, maybe make it a nice chill evening. You guys are chilling and it's not like she's just come back from work and stressed out her mind. Go into it in a good headspace, have a little flat meeting and just voice your concerns. Which, for someone who hates conflict resolution will be tough for you, but like, you need to put your foot down because you're kind of getting taken advantage of here. Yeah,
you kind of are being taken advantage of. I think, honestly, it sounds like Timmy would help you with that.
Yeah, I feel like Timmy should help you.
Yeah, I feel like they're also being taken advantage of a little bit. Less also, so,
you are Jimmy's friends and she's going through a really tough time, so maybe you collectively as a group of three and as flatmates can come up with something where you are supporting them, but also they're maybe pulling a bit more of their own weight.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What's the evil version of this? How do we give bad advice though?
The most fucked up solution is you just stop looking after the dog, but then it makes your life horrible, the dog's life absolutely miserable. If you are a good person, you can't do that.
You can't fucking
do that. I don't think I can advocate for that. It's so fucked up.
I can't. It's so fucked up. It would be horrendous for you to just let this dog go through abuse.
Honestly, nuclear option is like, you have to solve this in X amount of time, or I'm going to take this dog to a shelter.
Oh God, yeah.
Which I realise that like the quality of life would probably be worse for the dog than what it is right now. It doesn't sound great right now. Like, but that really, it feels like.
But also, if you say that sentence, hide all of the sharp objects in the house before doing that.
Yeah, Jesus. I also do not say any of this when this person's potentially murderous mum is about. Like, holy fuck.
Jesus.
Like, I understand the guy is abusive or whatever, but being accused of murdering someone is pretty fucking insane. Like,
there's a world where I can see, like, maybe it was in a self-defense type of situation, but
perhaps he's writing their legal case. Yeah.
Well, I'm representing her mum in court.
Yeah. It's where Ravs has been. He hasn't been in Japan. He's been in New York.
Yeah, I've been in New York fighting a legal battle on behalf of Jimmy's mum.
You absolute hero. Wonderful. Well, I feel like this is one that needs an update. Because mostly on Jimmy's mum, I feel like I have to know. Did they get extradited?
Oh my god! Please write in again.
Please.
But also, I need the update.
Yeah, hopefully. I feel like it's resolvable. It's just stressful. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder what type of dog he is.
It's in New York City. I feel like it can't be a big dog.
With a name like Nova, my brain goes to like Staffy or something.
I'm just imagined it as a golden retriever the entire time, but that's quite a big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's a Staffy or something. Let us know. I feel like that needs an update.
Yeah. God,
right.
That's a big one.
It's a crazy question. Ravs and I are going to go record a little Am I the Asshole for the patrons in a minute.
That's
thank you all for
right.
listening. I think this is episode 99, Ravs. I think we're one away from 100.
Oh my god, we're going to need to try and get an episode done in the office or something fancy for the next one.
Yeah, we'll
100 episodes.
I can't believe it's been 100 episodes. It's actually crazy.
I know. What the hell? As always, thank you all for your support.
Yes. Hopefully the podcast will be a bit more regular now. We're all back in business.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get the ball rolling again, get things back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We'll hop over and do some Am I the Assholing. See you in a bit.
Yeah. See you later. Bye.
Bye.